Okay, we're back again. Taking a trip to Europe, the Lords have the Lords cult, a cult of politicians, has kidnapped the president. His name is President Carson. And I actually modeled him after Mitt Romney. That's interesting. He looks like Mitt. So you can get a sense that I really supported Mitt and what he believed in. In London, the brave Earth spirits take on a mission to rescue Carson from the Lord's bunker. He's being held captive. It's kind of a Star Wars thing where they're trying to figure out how to get past the guards. Wonder how the press is doing. If they even exist, because most of the news and digital media has been taken over by the tech cult in America. So maybe there's some press in London that survived because they weren't attacked. And it would make sense that politicians would take over media in the British Isles. The old tricks are the best. So he does a silent takedown, suffocates him, knocks him out temporarily, and then they dress up like Lord's assassins. They're foot soldiers for that cult, so that they can get through. I thought that was pretty much the only way they could get past it. As long as you look like you don't belong, you're going to be taken down by security. So they take down the guards, and I could turn that red, but I thought, what's the point of having all this blood and gore? I mean, we know they're being stabbed and sliced up, so let's leave that out. Take them down, let the president go free. So they're trying to rescue the president on the ground, but there's assassins on the rooftops. The Lords won't let the president go free, but that was the life of the soldier. So they contend with the Lord's soldiers. Now that's not the Christian Lord. That's the name of the cult is the Lords. Sniper Lords revealed. The Earth Spirit soldiers have rescued the president from the Lord's cult in London. So there's President Carson. And he will appear in part 2. And yeah, you better get used to death, because there are going to be major characters that are going to be taken out. So it's just a part of the story. You can't have drama without death. All right, now here's the air battle. Because the president has been taken from the captivity of the cult of politicians, they launch an airstrike armed with a nuclear weapon. And the jet heads towards Colorado, which is the headquarters of the good guys. And the Earth Spirits, with the help of the president, scramble some jets, and they take down the bad guys. Again, I love drawing explosions, so that's the Lord's bomber that's being detonated before it launches a nuclear strike. We move on to West Point Academy. I actually looked this up. That's kind of what it looks like. It's a cartoon version of the real U.S. military academy. And it was once home to America's finest. Now it has been taken over by a cult of politicians. So they obviously had spies that invaded America while we were over rescuing the president. I think that's how they kidnapped him in the first place. So despite the invasion, some brave cadets remain to fight. Among them is Jessica, and she is going to end up being Jack's wife. She's very important. She's the father of a future captain. So it reads, the cadets picked the Lord snipers off one by one. Strategically, they fought with cunning and courage. And if you want to know, this took over 100 hours to create. The Lord snipers fell quickly and silently. You don't mess with West Point cadets. So even in 10 years, they're going to be awesome and still be defending America. So it's very patriotic. Finally, the Earth Spirit soldiers arrive to give support and retrieve Jessica and the remaining cadets. So they're coming in with a helicopter. These guys are trying to find a way. And then Jessica and Jack meet for the first time in the rain, and it's so romantic. A romance begins, one that will define the future. So it's like Han Solo and meeting Leia for the first time. Da, da, da. I am Jack. Jack. I don't know. Somerton is his last name. It's kind of hard to read that. Her name is Jessica. Jessica Chase. I think I would have like Jennifer Gardner play Jessica Chase. I don't know. Okay, we go back to the Earth Spirit bunker. The mentalists finally reveal themselves. Remember those guys? They set the forest on fire. We are the mentalists. Come to Canada. Solve our labyrinth. Defeat our soldiers. And you can have your son back. Oh, no. So somebody's son has been kidnapped. We have your son, Jack. He will challenge you to a battle. We challenge you to a battle of wits. So obviously, this is, a year or two in the future. I should make that clear. Because they didn't just meet and have a kid in like 30 seconds. I say, I challenge you to a battle of wits, and one of the soldiers responds and says, I challenge you to a dance contest. So they show up in Canada, and of course the entrance to the mentalists who worship the power of the mind is a library. Shh. Be very quiet while hunting librarians. Yep, librarians and doctors and lawyers and educators. The Earth Spirits enter the mentalist compound in Canada and rescue Jack's son. So I will definitely put 2 years past in the script. So this is the mentalist compound and the Earth Spirits facing off against the mentalists. That's funny because, both guys have mentalists still have black in their armor, but they got black and blue and green. I just kind of liked that. And they're trying to discharge lightning bolts, but they're being taken down. So it's good action. Jack's trying to figure out the maze. He says, I miss Jessica's cooking. So obviously they're married, so this is like 2 years later. This is the supreme leader of the mentalists. He's like Stephen Hawking. Welcome. You have passed the test. So he talks through a machine like that. So I thought that was kind of cool. Use Stephen Hawking. And this is a new chapter.